Jesus is the high priest of your confession. Whatever you confess that He's doing, He'll do. A lot of people look at symptoms. You say, well, Brother Branham, my hand's no straighter. It'll never be as long as you look at it. We don't look to that. We look to God's promise. Talk about symptoms. Look at Jonah down the belly of the whale. If anybody could have had symptoms, he had them. Backslidden, hands tied behind him, out on the sea, a storm come up, pitched him out, whale swallowed him, went to the bottom of the sea, and he feeds when he feeds, he goes down, rests his fins on the bottom of the sea, and there he was down there with a belly full of backslidden preacher, laying down there on the banks, down there under the sea, a storm on the sea, backslid. What a condition he was. He looked this way, it was whale's belly. He looked that way, it was whale's belly. Everywhere he looked, it was whale's belly. You know what he said? He said, I'm not looking at that whale's belly. He said, they're lying vanities. He said, Lord, once more I'll look to your holy temple. Hallelujah! He didn't see whale's belly, he seen God's temple. For he knew this. Why, when that temple was dedicated, Solomon prayed and said, Lord, when the Holy Ghost come in and that fire settle down behind the holy place, Solomon said, if thy people be in trouble anywhere and pray, then you hear from heaven. And Jonah believed that God heard Solomon's prayer. And he said, I'll look to your temple. And it made that old whale kind of feel funny. God put an oxygen tank down there, kept him alive 3 days, and took him right on over to Nineveh. And if God could do that and would hear Jonah's prayer in the belly of the whale, there's none of you that bad off tonight. No symptoms like that. Certainly not. You're at least here on the ground yet. And if God would hear Jonah's prayer, and Jonah praying like that, and God respected his prayer to an earthly temple, where an earthly man dedicated, and a prayer of an earthly man had went up over the temple, and Jonah could believe that, and make the whale throw him out, how much more ought you and I, sitting in the little sicknesses, I'm going to look to thy holy temple, where the Son of God sits at the right hand of the Father, making intercessions upon our confession.
Thank the Lord.